Okay, enough of the nonsense. Glasses off, and let's get into the charts. At the moment, we are still looking at this large ABC structure to the downside with a diagonal in wave A, a standard B wave, and a 5-wave structure in wave C. But originally this wave B was on this counting this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But upon further inspection on the spot chart, this high has indeed taken this high. So this being the high of the range now, we are counting this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In this C wave, how this is a diagonal, remember in a diagonal, there is always a 3-wave structure in each wave. So in a wave 1, we have, if I zoom in some more, we have an ABC, an A, B, C. In wave 2, an A, B, C. In wave 3, an A, B, C. 4, A, B, C. And in wave 5, at the moment, we have an A wave down, B wave at the moment, and then one more drop to the C wave. This drop to the C wave should see price reaching this expanding line, so could even drop into this range of $47,000. But at the moment, that is not my main target for this correction, and I do see around the $50,000 level. But we will get into that. This is the first scenario I've been looking at. The second scenario I drew up last night, was still this ABC, but in the C wave, we have a diagonal in wave 1, a standard wave 2, a 5-wave move 3, a triangle in 4, and a one more 5 to the downside. Still waiting for one more drop. Now, if we analyze this triangle from where we are, we can see that the A, B, C, D, and E wave should all be finished now. Counting this as an A in an ABC, this as a B, ABC, ABC, ABC and D, and another ABC in E, finishing on this correction. We did have some news today, so this little spike in the market was indeed that news. Now we should be seeing, following this, a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, starting that wave 5 to the downside. That wave 5 should target this 0.618 at 51,593. This is an interesting level, but I will get into that a bit later. Now, for the second bullish scenario as a whole, we are looking at this with a ending diagonal in the entire of wave C. Now, this would be a wave 1 down, 2 up, 3, 4, targeting out this box which we are in at the moment. And again, still waiting for one more crash to the downside. At the moment, you can see all my charts do show one more low. So I do, in fact, think that Bitcoin is going to see one more low before this correction is over. So in this wave 4 that we have at the moment, we can see a WXY, a W in a 3-wave structure, A, B, C, an X in another 3-wave structure, and still looking for that last ABC to the upside in wave Y. I do think that this could definitely be over and have a truncated C, not extending past this A in something called a running flat, but we will see. This wave Y could also indeed be a triangle in an A, B, C now finished, D coming down, and E, and then only falling back down to that $50,000 level, but we will see that in the near future. You can only really count when a triangle is in once the D wave is in. So we will track it from there. The third bullish scenario on my charts is that the low is in. Now, I don't think this is happening, but we still need to track it. Now, this bottom of wave Y would be the low, and we would now be seeing impulsive structures to the upside. A 1, 2, 3, targeting that 1.618 at 62,300, followed by a 4 and a 5. So in this 1, 2, 3 scenario, we can see that this wave, that 0.78 was indeed respected. If I go and show you here, the 0.78 was indeed respected, and we do have an ABC in that move. So this wave 2 can be reset back down to here. So now we should see again impulsive structures to the upside in a wave 3, 4, 5. This green wave 3 would target out the 1.618, if measured out, should be sitting at the 61,432 level. Once this is hit, it would be followed by a 4 and a 5. This would confirm a massive low, as once this 5-wave green correction is in, it would show the first 5-wave structure to the upside, showing impulsive moves up. That would indicate that the low is indeed in. Now, for the bearish scenarios at the moment, we can see let me just get to my chart. For the only bearish scenario I see at the moment, we can see an impulsive move to the downside. There are other things that could play out, the A, B higher, and then a C, but we can talk about that again when we get there. So this would be the only bearish scenario at the moment. A1 to massive 3, 4, and 5 down. This 3 would target the minimum of $43,600. But the thing with this scenario is that the 886 was hit. Now, the 886 is measured from the top of wave 1 to the bottom of wave 1, and the 886 was indeed hit. That means it was actually hit twice. That means the likelihood of taking this high again increases drastically, as this is not a common target for a wave 2, but a common target for a wave B or a wave X. If this is a wave B, this would have to be an A, B, C, followed by impulsive moves to the upside, taking this high sooner than later. So the last thing on the chart that I can speak about at the moment is the Elliott Wave channel. The Elliott Wave channel today sits at this intersection here of 51,300, around there, to 51,525. Often the middle line of this channel is hit, and we should see a nice rejection from that middle line. If that middle line is broken, we could be targeting that lower channel line at $45,000. Now, this is an interesting level at 51,500, as with our main bullish scenario, the price that we should get to is the exact same at 51,500, if you see here on the hourly time frame. Over here at $51,500 of this wave 5. So lots of confluence there with the channel, with measurements. Everything is looking to about that $51,500 level. The last thing I can speak about is there is still a weekly fair value gap on the chart. If I can find it here on one of my charts, not on this one. Not on this one either. I think it is on this one here. There is still a weekly fair value gap that has not been filled. The bottom of this fair value gap sits around $53,000. Now, $53,000, this would mean price retraces deeper into this yellow zone here. But the entire yellow zone can still be filled out. This weekly fair value gap can be shattered through and doesn't need to really act as support. But I'm just saying they are often filled out, and that is why I do expect another low. Now, trade possibilities for this area starting at the 4-hourly time frame. On the 4-hourly time frame, I would still wait for that one more drop to $53,000 or $51,000 level. That one more drop would be quite a nice long, targeting the higher impulsive moves to the upside. As this is our main scenario, I will be focusing on trading from this one and maybe this one too. At the moment, we can actually see quite a good short on the hourly time frame, as wave 4 could indeed be done with this wave E targeting that $51,000 level. This would be a 10 or 11% move playing out in this next week, and with a stop loss sitting at the 0.618 at 59,750. Now, if this is your other main scenario, they have very similar targets. So if price does extend to this 59,600 level, this becomes the main scenario. So once price does hit that level, you would be looking at a short from off this 0.618. A lot of shorts in the market at the moment. We will probably get into taking long positions in the next week or so. But now on the 15-minute time frame, this B wave is still playing out, and I would not do anything until it has. If we start seeing impulsive structures to the downside, finishing a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then having a 3-wave retracement, you could target that box. This will probably only happen tomorrow, and that will be in our trade scenarios tomorrow if price does play out like that. But that is all for today's video. You can please follow me on Discord. On Discord, I do regular updates, intraday updates for you guys, so you guys can keep up to date with all Elliott Wave analysis and price action. But other than that, it's been MaxTradesCrypto. Cheers.